Our visit to the Snow Monkey Park was the highlight of our recent 15-day trip to Japan. We had the best time here, and our experience was much more memorable than our trips to many of the more publicized and popular attractions that many tourists choose to visit. Come with us on a magical journey to one of the most enchanting places in Japan. Today, we are taking you to the Snow Monkey Park in Nagano Prefecture in Japan, where you'll get to witness these adorable Japanese snow monkeys foraging and playing in the snowy forest and soaking in the hot springs. Here, we were able to get up close and personal with these beautiful creatures, so close that we could almost touch them. However, touching these beautiful creatures is not allowed. We will share when to visit, how to get there, and everything you need to know about visiting them. Stay till the end for our very helpful tips on visiting the Jigokudani Snow Monkey Park in Nagano Prefecture. Many of you have probably seen pictures and heard of this place. Formerly known as Jigokudani Snow Monkey Park, it is located in the Japanese Alps, about 170 miles northwest of Tokyo. It's a destination that you must visit when you visit Japan, especially for those who are fond of observing wild animals in their own habitat, and not to mention in a more intimate way since you will be interacting with a good number of the monkeys up close. The park is home to Japanese macaques, also known as snow monkeys. They are famous for their intelligence, adaptability, and unique behavior of bathing in hot springs during the winter months. It's a sight to behold, and arguably the best day trip from Tokyo if you are visiting in the winter. Jigokudani Valley, established in 1964, has become a global hotspot for witnessing monkeys bathing in a hot spring, or onsen as they are normally called. Researchers and photographers flock here to study the ecosystem, and some of them have made groundbreaking discoveries in the area. The name Jigokudani means Hell's Valley due to the steam and the boiling water that bubbles out of small crevices in the frozen ground. The park is one of the few places in the world where monkeys bathe in hot springs. The behavior is not typical in other macaque populations and makes the park particularly unique. The monkeys go to the valley during the winter and forage elsewhere in the national park during the warmer months. The monkeys descend from the steep cliffs and forest to sit in the warm waters of the onsen, and they return to the security of the forests in the evenings. However, since the monkeys are fed by the park attendants, they are in the area of the hot springs all year round, and a visit any season will enable the visitor to observe a good number of monkeys. However, they tend to use the onsen less during warmer months. As I had mentioned earlier, the best time to visit is during the winter season, which runs from December to March. The snow-covered landscapes create a magical setting, and the monkeys are most active in the hot springs whenever it snows. Jigokudani Park is located 1.6 kilometers from the nearest parking lot or bus stop. The walk to the park takes about 30 minutes and is relatively easy to hike. However, on certain days, the path can be very icy, and this can slow you down as you try to prevent yourself from slipping and/or falling. Unfortunately, during our trip to the park, 90% of the pathway was coated in ice, and it was pretty difficult to walk confidently. I walked as slowly as possible to avoid slipping on the treacherous ice. very icy. So if you do come here, be very careful or run some spikes down below. The trail to the park is well maintained, but can be slippery in winter, so proper footwear is recommended. You can also rent winter gear, including spikes at the start of the trail. The walk can also be very cold, so I would recommend checking the weather before you go, and definitely wrap up warm and wear appropriate shoes like boots with good traction, as it can be very snowy and icy. Since the area can experience unpredictable weather, it's a good idea to keep an eye on the official website for any updates before visiting the Snow Monkey Park. I've added a link to the description. Also, don't forget to check the hours, as they vary depending on the season. One very useful thing about the website is that it gives you a forecast for when the snow monkeys will be making an appearance at the park. Just before you reach the park, you will see the park's base camp, where the Yokoyu River flows. The slight smell of sulfur fills the air. Just before the park entrance was another set of stairs to climb. There is a small entrance fee to pay, but be aware that they only accept cash. And just steps away from the park entrance, this little guy welcomed us. We really appreciate you following our travels. If you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up or subscribe to our channel for more awesome travel content. We really do appreciate it. The Japanese snow monkeys have a thick grayish-brown fur that helps them survive cold climates. You may also be wondering about their red faces and bottoms, which become much more vibrant during mating season. The snow monkeys are highly social and live in troops led by dominant males and females. The monkeys can be found throughout Japan, from subtropical forests in the south to snowy regions in the north, but the Jigokudani Snow Monkey Park in Nagano Prefecture is the best known place to observe them. They are omnivores, feeding on leaves, fruits, seeds, insects, and occasionally fish. These fascinating monkeys are a symbol of adaptability and harmony with their environment, making them a beloved part of Japan's wildlife. As you can see from our video, visitors can observe and take pictures of the snow monkeys up close, as they are accustomed to humans, but touching and feeding them are not allowed. Our favorites were the little babies. They were simply adorable. And during our visit to the park, we were able to take some amazing pictures. The area can get quite busy, especially if you arrive at the same time as a tour group. To avoid the crowds, try visiting on a weekday instead of a weekend. The afternoons are usually quieter than the mornings, but keep in mind that the parks close at a certain time, and the pathway did not appear to have any lighting. After finishing the hike, there is a small cafe that serves delicious hot apple pie, fried chicken, and hot chocolate, amongst other things. We tucked into some, feeling we earned it. You have to get the apple pie. It was amazing, and after hiking, it definitely didn't feel like an overindulgence. It came with Japanese custard on the inside, but I decided I wanted mine with ice cream as well. So, how do you get to the snow monkeys from Tokyo? You have a couple of options. The most popular way is to take the Shinkansen line from Tokyo to Kanazawa. Nagano Station is one of the stops on this journey, and from Nagano Station, you can either take the direct express bus to the park, or by taking the train to Udanaka Station, followed by a short bus ride to the park itself. We, however, decided to take a tour through Get Your Guide. You'll find a link to the tour we decided to take at a discounted price in the description below. After 2 weeks of averaging 20,000 steps per day, Our legs were so achy, we decided to take the most relaxing way to travel to and from the park. And we are so glad we did. The long travel time allowed us to rest. It took us 3.5 hours each way, but our driver stopped halfway at a service station where we were able to take some bathroom breaks, eat, shop, and enjoy cups of free green tea. If you are in the area to see the Japanese snow monkeys, and if you have time, then visit Nagano for other attractions like Zenko-ji Temple and the Shiga Ski area, making it a great destination for nature and cultural exploration. We didn't have much time, so we headed straight back to Tokyo, enjoying a well-earned rest on the way home. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed our trip to the Japanese snow monkeys in Nagano. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more amazing content. And if you want to keep the adventure going, click here to watch the next video. I promise you won't want to miss it. Stay curious and keep exploring.